Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I know I said it in one of the previous videos, but I'm actually getting subscribers and I'm getting some good views. Of course, not a ton because I'm new, but the amount of views that I have already is so exciting. And I love that you guys are messaging me. It feels super cool, because I'm just a regular gal, regular mom. Like I'm not famous or anything like that. So to feel kind of important is super cool. So I just want to say thank you so much for those of you who have engaged with my videos, who have sent messages, who have subscribed. I think that's just the coolest thing. So I just wanted to say thank you again. Okay, so as in most of my videos, they are Dior based because that's just something that I'm dabbling into, really enjoying, but there's a lot of packaging that comes along with it. And even though it's paper-based and cardboard-based, I still wanted to either recycle or reuse these products because I hate to see things go into the landfill. I'm actually going to do a video. It'll be another video, not in this one, but most people don't know that I am actually a published children's book author. So I'm going to share that with you guys soon. I do have a website. I'll put all of that in that video because that's not what this video is about. However, part of my children's book line is actually teaching children what to do with items that they find, whether it be garbage, recycling, composting, things like that. So that's what my book's about. I'll share it with you later. But it really ties in to my lifestyle and what I like to do when I have pieces that are beautiful and can be repurposed. So in today's video, I want to show you. I have quite a few Dior boxes, but this is something that I sat here and made yesterday. It did not take any time at all. It turned out gorgeous. These were things I had laying in my house. I am a crafter, so I do have some spare things laying around, but this is very inexpensive to make. And so I have another box that's the same cover. So I wanted to take some time and sit with you today and make another one to show you how I did it. And then I'm actually going to post these on my website. So if you guys are interested, I'll give you the link at the end. You're welcome to pick these up for yourself. There will only be 2. I can probably make more in the future, but right now those are the amount of these boxes that I had to make these projects with. So follow with me and see, if you have products like this at home that you can repurpose and use again, because there's no reason that this beautiful packaging needs to go in a landfill. These would be great for gifts. They would be great to put in your closet, in your bedroom, any place that you like to show off your luxury goods. This can go perfectly in there. The nice thing is this can sit by itself. You can hang it. It is a regular picture frame. However, because this is so large, if you do try to set it down, it's going to tilt for you. That was the only thing I didn't like about this, but again, this is one that I had on hand. And I thought, why not use it? It was just sitting. So let's get into it. I'll turn the camera around and show you how to make this. Okay, so the first thing I have here, like I said before, this is just an extra frame that I had. I bought a couple when I went. These are from IKEA. You can get them, anywhere. The thing I liked about these, ooh, that was a loud pop. The thing I like about these is that they stand up on their own, which is really nice. And, oh my goodness. Good. I don't think the other one was that hard to open. So, the other thing I like about these is that they do come with the border, which is nice. So when you're doing your project, you can either leave the border in, take it out. I left it in for my project. So all I did was just take this apart. And I do apologize, my table is shaky. I made this table myself. As cute as it is, it's just not very sturdy. So you're just gonna pop this out. You will see shaking in my video, so again, I apologize for that. This we don't need, we're just gonna get rid of that. This we do need for the framing, unless you wanna take that out. Again, totally up to you. This just has a film on it to keep the plastic clean. And this is a plastic frame. It's actually not glass, which, I don't know, it looks the same to me. It still looks really nice on display. So we're just gonna take those pieces off because we definitely don't want that showing through our project. And don't come at me for my dry fingers, my dry fingernails. I do a lot of crafting. So these hands, unfortunately, are not moist. All right, so just our little clear plastic. We're gonna set that aside because we don't need that quite yet. And then you're left with just your frame. Again, we're gonna set this aside. And then lastly, we're going to set the backing aside because we don't need that right now either. However, we are going to start with this frame. We're just going to measure it so we know how big we need to cut our paper. And if you want to, you can go a little smaller. You don't have to go the whole size of the frame because nobody's going to see the backside. If you want to just try to save on a little bit of paper, you don't really need it to go the full size. So I'm just taking it, I have like a little pre-cut line here just from using this cutter. So I'm just taking it to that line. And we're gonna be just over 7. And I'm gonna flip it this way. We're going to be just over 5. So I'm going to cut my paper at 7 by 5, just makes it easier to measure. I don't have to worry about that 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, whatever it may be. All right, so I did not grab my paper, so give me a second. Let me grab my paper. Okay, so these are the 2 papers that I had laying in my stash. I really liked this one, and I thought about using this for the first piece that I did. However, as pretty as it is, and up close you can really see the gold, but against that white frame, it just looked a little dingy, and it almost looked like sand to me. I did not want that look for this piece. So I decided to go with the gold paper that I had. You can buy this at any craft store. I believe this is from Michael's. It's the Recollections line. Just the glitter paper, acid-free, used in most crafting projects. So I'm gonna set that one aside because we don't need it. And then this is their gold version. That's just a little bit I had left from yesterday. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to cut my 5 by 7. And let's go this way. We'll go 5. And I got to move that out of the way. I forgot to show you all the pieces you'll need. You're actually not going to need many. So let me get this trimmed and I'll show you all the things you need, because it's honestly not many and you can use different forms of the items. You don't need to use exactly what I've used. This one is exactly 7, so that's great. So that was left over from yesterday. Okay, so literally what you need is 1 frame, 1 sheet of glitter paper. I used a gold Sharpie. This is a paint runner. It's just in gold. You can use any gold pen that you might have on hand, any gold marker. And I'll show you what I did with that. It really wasn't much, but to me it made a difference. And then this is just a sticky tape. You can use whatever you like. If you have a glue stick, that's fine. If you have Elmer's glue, that's fine. I just prefer this. It's really easy. And then the last thing you need is your Dior box and maybe scissors. But really, that is it. So what, 5, 6 pieces at most? You don't even need a paper trimmer. You can use scissors. Okay, so let's show you what I did. All right. So this is literally just the glitter paper and the frame. All I'm going to do is run my tape across the frame, and you don't even have to be precise with this because you're just getting it enough so that your paper will stick to your frame. And this stuff is really neat. If you haven't seen this, I love it. I highly suggest it. Again, it is not a must, but it just makes gluing your projects so easy. And you don't even need scissors. You can literally tear this with your fingers. All right, so adhesive is on. And then this is just a nice clear glue. It's in a tape form. And then this is just the backing. You peel this off to expose. It's like a double-sided tape. So you just peel this off to expose. And it's sticky, so you'll want to make sure that when you are putting your piece on that you have it lined up nicely, because once it's on, it is not coming off. So you can do this 2 ways. You can lay it this way, you can flip it over, line it up, whatever works. I'm just going to come in and lay this down and then just give it a little press. And now it is on there for good. So our next thing, and I don't really measure, I do a lot of eyeballing, so I apologize, I do not have a measurement for this one, but we're going to deconstruct this box. We're going to cut it apart, and then we're going to use the 2 pieces. We're going to use this front Dior piece, and we're going to use just a little bit of the top because it has most of that gold imprinting on it, which is beautiful. So You could, if you wanted to, actually tear this at the seam, but I'm just gonna come in and cut this right here. And I actually did save a lot of this cardboard. So like these pieces here I saved. And actually we're gonna use one of these flaps, and I'll show you how. You can use what's called a pop dot, which I did buy, and they're nice and easy. It's like a little sticky styrofoam, which are nice. However, I yesterday did not have the pop dots. I was out, and so I just kind of made do with the cardboard, and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so we just cut that out. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I am gonna cut these because we're going to end up using these. Actually, I think just one. So we're gonna keep just one. We're gonna set the rest of the box aside. You can always make other projects if and when you decide to. So let's move this out of the way. We're just gonna come in here, and I'm actually going to, I'm not gonna trust the sides of this because I just cut it. I did not really take the time to cut it properly, so I'm gonna line up this seam. And actually, I don't even need to do that. I need to do this side. So I'm gonna line up this seam here with my cutter, so that way I know that I'm getting a nice straight line when I cut. So it's not a huge deal if you don't. You can always trim. But now I know I have a nice clean line, and I'm actually gonna make another cut, and it's gonna do that little strip that I put at the bottom here. It's going to be for this, but we want this to be the full length. We don't want to cut it down and then take a little. We want that full length. So I am going to just turn this around. I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to eyeball it. I am not a huge fan of measuring. Back when I made greeting cards, I never measured. So I don't know. I don't like to be that precise. I'm a perfectly imperfect kind of gal. Okay, so we're just going to set this aside, and we don't need it just yet. So, like I said, I'm not gonna measure. I do know that I want this to be about a 1/2 inch shorter on each side than my background, because I want some of that gold to peek out. So we are literally going to eyeball this, and we'll just keep trimming till we get it right. So, or actually, this is almost the same size as the box. So, okay, let's do this. So it makes it a little easier. We are going to measure. We're going to measure this side and take off an extra 1/2 inch. We're gonna measure this side and take off an extra 1/2 inch, and then we can just even it up at the side. So let's do that. So this is probably gonna go off camera, but we are at 7. Actually, I need the inside measurement. So we're going to be at 5 3/4 to be side to side. And actually, don't even listen to that part, because that's more than what we needed to measure. So we want to go from here to here and then take off another 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to measure this here. So we've got 3/4 of an inch. So I believe if we cut an inch off of each side, we should be good. Let's see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it would not be the first time. Okay, so there's an inch off of that side. Let's take it over here, and we're going to take an inch off of this side. And then let's see how lucky I got. Any guesses? Looks pretty good. All right, let's see. Oh, listen, I can work with that. That will do just nicely. So this one will be a little smaller. The border around will be a little smaller than the one I did yesterday. However, that's okay. I mean, it's a handmade item. We're not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for perfection. Okay, so we are going to measure here. I'm just taking it here. So to this line, this kind of top here to, I would say, about 3 inches. Again, just eyeballing, but I'm trying to do this so that way if you do want to measure, you can. Okay, so we're down to 3 inches. And you know what? I don't like that placement, so I'm going to take it up, because here's the line here. This would be the line we're working with. And if I do that, we don't have as much room here as we do between here. So I'm going to take this up just to make it even, and then we can trim it on top and bottom. I would rather do that than make it uneven. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Yeah, so we're gonna trim it up just a little bit, and I'm gonna trim it at the top because I want all of these sides to have an even amount showing. So we're just gonna trim off a little bit. I am not measuring, I apologize. I'll measure it when I'm done to tell you what the total size is. But as for right now, I'm just going to keep taking it down little by little until it looks how I want it to. And we can actually go a little more. Again, I'm going to take it from the top because I feel like there's more room showing at the top than the bottom. So let's get that lined up on my cutter. I want everything to be nice and straight. Let me know if you're a crafter. Do any of my fellow crafters just guesstimate? Do you keep trimming till you get it where you want it? Okay, so there we go. So that looks pretty good to me, pretty lined up. I do feel that my top has gone a little crooked. So it has. Let's measure this out. So we have just over 3 inches there, and we are almost at 3 1/8 here. So let's just trim this side down to match. It may have just gone a little crooked while trimming. It happens. Unfortunately, not all trimmers are perfect. Oh yeah, see, it's sliding as I'm cutting, and we don't want that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, there we go. All right, so now should be looking pretty good. All right, so there we go. There we have that. So next, I am going to, instead of grabbing my pop dots, because I don't want you to have to run out to grab something that you don't have. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take this little piece of cardboard that we cut off of the flap, and we're just going to make some little squares. We're gonna double them up. And this is gonna give us that rise between the two pieces. And they don't have to be perfect. Nobody's going to see these. But this is going to give us that little rise between the gold paper and the Dior nameplate. So that's going to give us the rise, a little dimension to make it look a little more visually interesting. So we don't really have to do anything with these except we're going to stick them together. All I'm going to do is take my glue dots or glue tape, and we're just going to peel the backing off. We're going to stick these together. Again, don't feel like these need to be perfect. Absolutely nobody is going to see them. And it doesn't even matter what color sticks up. I don't know, I just chose the blue side. You can have white, you can have mismatched. Nobody's even going to know these are under your project. And I will say fingernails help when you're working with this tape to get that backing off. Because boy, when I break like a thumbnail or my first fingernail, it makes it very hard to peel that backing off. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do with those. And then we're just gonna apply tape to one side. It's actually gonna be both sides eventually, but right now we just need the one side. And again, if you have a glue stick, that will work. If you have Elmer's glue, that will work. This is basically like the building blocks, so nobody's going to see this. Okay, so all I'm doing there, we're just gonna let that sit. And then, where's my paint marker? There you are. So I'm gonna take my paint marker, and I only used it on this piece. I did not use it on this piece. However, I think this time I'm going to, just to see the difference. I mean, they're already a little different just based on the size and the amount of that glitter paper you're gonna see. But all I did is I took this and I just took it along one edge, or I'm sorry, all 4 edges. And you don't have to do this. I just did it so that way you don't see that white line against the gold glitter paper. I just thought it looked more finished this way. So this is all I'm doing, just taking that gold marker. And this is a paint pen, but you can use, if you have like a regular gold Sharpie, you can use that. And then this side. Okay, do be careful. I always put my finger behind to kind of be a guide when I'm going. If I don't do that, I will end up taking this marker over the top and then ruining the front. So do be careful when you do that. Just a little tip there for you. Okay, so all of my sides, this one did not get very well, didn't get covered. So just check your work, make sure you know that all your sides are covered. And again, you don't even have to do this step if you don't want to. I just thought it would look nice. This one, I left this white on the last project, but I think that I am actually going to try the gold, because you'll see the gold when it's laying across here. So let's do that. We're going to make this one a little different. So again, just taking that line across with my finger as a guide, because I do not want to end up ruining this portion. And I am such a perfectionist at most things that if I had taken gold across this and ruined it, I would just throw it away. I would not even try to salvage it. That's just my bit of craziness out in the open now. So I'm not gonna worry about this side or this bottom part because they're gonna be covered by the frame. So that doesn't quite matter. All right, let's see, did I get it all? I think I did. Okay, so there's that. So that's what I'm doing with my gold marker. And then the next thing we're going to do is put these little, you can still call it a pop dot, these little risers. And again, does not have to be perfect. Nobody's going to see this backside, but this is just gonna give your Dior piece a bit of dimension when it's in the frame. And the nice thing about having this beveled edge on your frame is it does give you that small little extra bit of room to have something that does have dimension. You don't have to just have a flat item in this frame. So there's that, and then we're just going to take some more of our tape. Okay, so there's that, and now we're just going to affix it to our glitter paper. Oh my goodness, I've broken so many nails in the last like week. Oh, last week I got one. We had gotten a shipment and I opened the box, and when all I did was go to move the box, I didn't even have it fully picked up yet, and I ripped my fingernail all the way down to the meat. It's finally starting to grow out, but boy did that hurt. Oh, I've just been beating myself up lately. Now I find for me it's easier to stand over something to measure to make sure that it's in there nice and straight. Okay, so there's that. Now it's not perfect, but you know what? We're not gonna dwell on that because this is a one of a kind. Because even though I'm making it twice, only 2 times, I can't make them exactly the same each time. So this little piece is gonna go here. And then it has a little bit of gold detail, which is nice. It's super subtle. I don't even know if anybody would notice. All right, but we are gonna take this up just a little bit because when you put that frame on, that frame is gonna cover some at the bottom, so you don't have to worry about lining it up straight at the bottom. So all we're gonna do here is put a little adhesive on this one as well. And I'm actually gonna run it across the bottom of the frame. Because this piece is not as wide as my tape, and the bottom of the frame is going to be covered, or the bottom of this part is going to be covered by the frame. So we don't have to trim our tape down. We don't have to cut a larger piece of cardboard, the gold and blue cardboard. We don't have to do any of that. We can actually just put our glue tape at the bottom, and then we can put our Dior paper cardboard anywhere we want to. Again, I'm going to stand up. You probably can't even tell, but that's okay. Just telling you how I work. Now I'm really focusing on lining it up here. I'm not worried about that because again, it will be covered. And take your time because once it's down, it is down. Okay, so there we have that. And then what I'm going to do is just flip this over. I have just a little bit of extra cardboard, so I'm just going to trim that off. That one is almost flush. Okay, so we have that done. And now I believe we are done and we are ready to frame it. So let's do that. All right, so the first piece that's gonna go in, we're gonna lay our frame down. We are going to lay our plastic down because we didn't get glass, which I think it still looks great. I could care less that it's plastic. All right, and then we're just gonna flip this over, tuck it down in. You may get caught on that little hook bit, but that's okay. It will fit because it came out. Okay, so there's that. And then we are going to make sure. Now, this kind of confused me because if you want to hang it, then you have to have it upside down, which I think I'm going to do it that way because I feel like whomever gets this will probably want to hang it, but you can always just lift these little clips up and take this and move it how you want to. So we're just going to lay those down. And another good reason to have long fingernails. All right, and then here is our finished project, and it's so cute. And you could take, I actually picked up some little flowers. I'm not gonna use them for this. I actually have another project in mind that I want to do. But what did I do with my little flowers? Let me find them so I can show you because you can even dress these up. Dior's signature color is a light pink. So you could take these. Ooh. Oh, now I just unplugged my light. Hold on. Technical difficulties. 1 second. There we go. Okay. So I picked these up yesterday at Michael's. You could get these anywhere, but if you wanted to, and again, I'm not going to attach them here, but you could actually take these, and I think I would stick with white or maybe find some gold flowers, which would be really pretty. You could even take the gold marker, your gold paint pen, and you could actually dust the edges of these flower petals with the gold if you wanted to make them match. But this is so cute. You can actually just take these little flowers and you could do, like a little bouquet around the corners. You could take different color flowers. You could take different sizes. As you see from my other project, I bought some fern. I've got pink flowers, the white flowers. So you could really dress this up, make it as feminine as you want to. You can leave it this way. I feel like this is just a nice gift to give somebody. But that's it. So I just wanted to take some time to show you what you could do other than just putting these in recycling or the garbage. So that's my project for today. So thank you so much for joining me. I love it that you guys are receiving my videos well, and I just can't say enough how much I appreciate it. It's just super cool for me. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you like the project, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day.